every brother that's caught in the crossfire. That's caught in the crossfire.
Without mercy.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Katarina matchup series, and in this one, we're going to talk about Yasuo. Yasuo was a highly requested matchup from you guys when I first started this series. I just would like to say thank you so much for supporting this matchup series. Keep asking for what champions you want to see, and I may include them in my next video. Just keep in mind, we are highlighting pretty much all the mid laners in League of Legends, so eventually we will have every mid laner covered. I just have to get footage of me versus that champion, and then it can be rolled out. Alright, so Yasuo, let's begin. On a scale from 1 to 10, I consider Yasuo a threat level of 9. He's one of the toughest mid laners to deal with, notoriously well known for being annoying to deal with, but we'll explain what to expect against this champion that many LoL players find obnoxious to deal with. I'll give you guys a short version to begin with, and we'll go more into detail after. So, things you need to keep in mind versus Yasuo is you need to try to keep track of how many minions he can E onto. Every time he E's on a minion, he has a cooldown where he can't E on it again after a certain period of time. You should also try fighting Yasuo when there are no minions around for him to dash to, so he can't dodge your spin damage on daggers. If he wind walls correctly, Shumpa back as you would have already lost that trade. You should try setting up Q dagger on minions and Shumpo in. And what I mean by this is you should throw your Q on a minion towards his direction so it lands around him. So you can then Shumpo on that. You should also W for the full refund pre-level 6. Keep in mind, pre-level 6, you should Q and W and it will reset your entire Shumpo. That is after you go on your Q dagger. Then go back out by Shumpoing back on your minions. So Q and W pre-level 6 basically fully refund your Shumpo, and then it can instantly be cast again. So you can in out very quickly with QW pre-level 6 because of the nature with how Shumpo works in terms of refund. This is your main skirmish during the laning phase if you are going to play aggressive. It's mainly generally, against Yasuo, it's mainly a farm lane. You call for ganks as he's very vulnerable to getting ganked since he lacks mobility. You should sync your Q and W. You should try syncing your Q when W lands as well. So this is actually a neat little tip here. It's an animation cancel, and he can't wind wall it in time. Now what I mean by this is as soon as you go for an EW on him, as soon as your W lands on the ground and you get a spin, throw your Q. The animation is basically hidden because Katarina is spinning from the W dagger. Alright, let's get a bit more into detail on beating this Pantene-haired bastard. Let's get some more details going. Here's generally here's generally when you should play aggressive against a Yasuo. So, when his wind wall is on cooldown, when his shield passive has already been burned, when there are no minions for him to dash to, he really loses so much mobility when there are no minions for him to dash. And lastly, when you get a gank. Ganking him is like one of the most effective ways to deal with him, and that's why you see so many Yasuo players go double-digit deaths. It's common. You need to be careful from a good Yasuo though, who has a lot of experience. He'll study your movements, and he will know how to play around the lane effectively. You just need to keep in mind of his major weaknesses and capitalize on them when given the chance. Additional notes I'd like to share as well, when he has Hexdrinker, I'd seriously avoid trying to deal with him. This applies to Zed and Talon as well. Just Hexdrinker is just such a strong counter item early on against Katarina. Another thing is wait for ganks and farm safely. Same goes for Phantom Dancers. Don't trade with him often in the lane as he'll almost always win. You should try to start Cloth Armor versus him. You can also start Dark Seal. It's doable. You can start Dark Seal if you're going to play aggressive. But that is generally hard to do against a good Yasuo player. So Dark Seal or Cloth Armor are your options mainly against the Yasuo. Roaming is one of the best ways to deal with a tough lane such as Yasuo because you'd be helping out the other lanes. So try to roam as often as you can. As I have shown in one of my clips here, I've roamed towards bot lane and got some great picks allowing me to get ahead in gold and XP. So that is about it for the Yasuo matchup. I hope this video helped out. Make sure you guys follow me on twitch.tv/Alninio9. Link is in the description down below. And make sure to check out my Katarina guide as well for more details on other matchups. Remember, my Katarina guide already has all the information noted down on pretty much every mid laner and their threat levels. These videos and this whole series, really, it's basically, these videos are going to give more insight on how to deal with those champions and give you a clearer, more viewer-friendly kind of approach to dealing with champions. This is my goal with this series, and I hope to some extent I have achieved it so far with some of my episodes. But yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see y'all on the Rift. Peace out.